Hi, my name is Justin Poi, and today we're going to be doing a very special video for Living Donation Week. Living Donation Week is September 11th to the 17th. It always happens after Labor Day, and this is the week where hospitals, not-for-profits, health organizations promote live organ donation. My name is Justin Poi, and for those of you who don't know me, I am a kidney transplant recipient, but I've had 3 kidney transplants, and I've spent pretty much a good part of half my life on dialysis. And something that a lot of people don't know is that about almost 3 years, I guess 2.5 years now, just at the beginning of COVID, my most recent kidney transplant, which came from my mother, stopped working. And so I have been on dialysis for the last 2.5 years, coming up to 3 years. And I want to introduce my friend, Tomoko Sato. I'm just going to tell a little bit of background. Tomoko and I met, you know, it's interesting how life works. Tomoko and I met through a common business partner, and I guess you're very thorough when you research people. You looked me up online, and you had read, I guess, an article or something that my mother had donated a kidney to me. And Tomoko came up to me and asked me how my health was, and that sort of led into this whole discussion. And I normally don't really reveal to anybody, but I thought, you know what? If I've managed to survive 4 decades with end-stage renal disease and have 3 kidney transplants and I'm still kicking, I should really share this story. And I've been doing more work this year with UHN and the Stronger Together campaign. And I wanted to have this chat with Tomoko because she did something really incredible. And that was, she basically, well, you came up to me and you said if I ever needed a kidney, that you would donate one. And honestly, if I had a dime for every time I heard that from somebody, I'd be like very, very wealthy, because I've heard that a lot. But usually people don't follow through. And I think that, I don't know, the fact is, look, when it comes to kidney disease in particular, because with a liver, heart, lung, those are very much emergencies when you need a transplant. With kidney disease, you can live on dialysis, but you can't live infinitely on dialysis. It's no replacement for having a kidney. And I'll get into that a little bit later and tell you what life is like on dialysis. But while I might look fine, you know, and look healthy, and quite frankly, I don't think anybody knows my situation other than my own family, it's not fine. And there's lots of things that are wrong. There's lots of things that you can't see that go wrong when you're on dialysis. So, Tomoko, I wanted to ask you, first of all, well, what made you even look up what was, like, what made you even, like, Google me? Yeah.
The first is that I was just impressed so much about how you live life. And then that is a question came first, that is not, why Justin is just living 10 times more than other people? What is the secret? And then this more we get to know each other, and then this now I think it's I found out you have such a challenge, you know, from such a young time, that is, you know, living on facing the death all the time, and then living the moment and living it just amazed me, you know. And then so I just because of you, you know, I just felt why I can't help you, you know. And then, you know, it's not you, and also a lot, you've done a lot, and then you are guiding so many people in your work, and then so you have to live much longer to do stuff in this life, you know. Instead, I have nothing to give in this. No. And then I was so amazed that, and then, you know, if I can This is such an honor for me if I can give a part of me to you. This is an opportunity is you giving to me to do something good.
You know, so I had my first transplant in 1984. Back then, the waiting list was very short, only 10 months. Like literally, I got 2 calls actually within 10 months.
Oh, okay.
But the first call, the kidney was very small. It was from a child, and my mother told them that I shouldn't take that one. The second one, and that was from somebody who had passed away in a car accident. My second, that one lasted 7.5 years. Then I went on dialysis for a long time. My second transplant I got from another person who was deceased in a car accident. That one only lasted 4.5 years. Then I went on dialysis for another 8 years, and then my mother donated this kidney to me. But up until then, I was 38 when I got that transplant. Almost, I can say that nobody serious had ever offered to donate a kidney to me. I would never ask. You know, I know there's some people out there, they'll even put ads in the newspaper, on the internet, say, I need a kidney. I honestly, I don't, for me, I don't understand that. I've always, even when I was a kid, I always felt like this is my problem. I got to deal with it. If you want to support me, that's great, but I'm not going to allow you to do anything that will harm you. But, you know, you and I have spoken about the whole process, and it actually is very safe. They wouldn't do anything that's not safe.
As soon as you know, another thing is that your mother, how old?
She was 66 when 67 when she donated.
67.
Yeah.
So I got the assurance that your mother can do it, and it's how come I'm 50 something, right? I can do it. It's just the personal trust as a human in each other, and then you give me assurance. Your mother, a woman. 60 and 60 something, right? And it's have no problem doing that. Why not? It's, I'm very healthy, and then if I'm qualified, and then nothing wrong with that. And then I have another question though. But if you don't ask, if you don't tell, how people can help you?
So first of all, it's not that I'm going to announce it. But my story is online, has been online since 2008. There have been many articles written about my story and whatnot. It's not as if I hid it and you can't find my situation. So people know. I'm not going to advertise it. And I'm certainly not going to go to anybody and say, hey, can you donate a kidney? Because I've seen horrible situations. I've seen, you know, siblings pressuring each other to give a kidney. I've seen, horrible situations. I would never do that, you know, and I just think that because I've met actually since I got involved with this this whole movement, this campaign of living donation, I've come across a number of people who've done donation like this for somebody they know, somebody they want to help. But I've also seen people anonymously donate, like just out of the blue. They just want to help somebody.
Amazing.
So, and I know this is a concern of yours, that you don't match. So first of all, for those of you who don't know, there's a workup process when you are when somebody wants to do a donation to you. There's a number of things, and you know I won't get into all the details, but you know obviously the basic ones are your blood factor have to match. And actually, I'm a universal recipient. I'm AB positive, so I can get A, I can get B, I can get AB, I can get O. Yeah, so it's actually pretty good. But there's many other factors, including antibodies that my body has developed from my last transplants. So there's a lot of these tests that have to be done. One thing that I actually didn't tell you about until now, because I wanted to talk to you about it so everybody can hear. There's a program called the Paired Donor Exchange. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
So, and I might illustrate it on the screen for everybody. How it works is, if we don't match, and there's another donor and recipient that don't match, but I match with them, and they match with you, you do a cross donorship. Yes.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact,
Why not?
lots of people are getting transplants this way because it now makes the pool much bigger, right? And
Good to know.
yeah,
Good to
so
know.
that's
So
actually a
that
good,
is
that's actually a really good program. It's a
Okay,
really,
okay.
I think, if anything, if we don't match, it's not because of you. It's actually because maybe I have too many antibodies from my previous transplant. I don't know. We won't know yet.
Wow.
Yeah. So right now, I already did my workup. With the workup, blood tests, heart stress tests, X-ray, ultrasound. You already had the blood work done, was it?
Blood work, urine,
Okay.
urine
Test,
urine
yeah.
test,
Okay.
and
Wait, did you
yeah.
go down to the hospital for that, or where did you go?
No, I got an instruction from the hospital
Okay.
to go to the
Life
life
lab?
lab.
Life lab. Okay, all right,
at
okay.
the neighborhood, and then
Well, when you do have to do the test, make sure you tell me because I'll go with you, okay? And I remember going through this process with my mom, and it takes a while. Unfortunately, there's a lot of backlog right now in surgeries because of COVID and whatnot, and they weren't doing many transplants during COVID. So there's a bit of backlog. We will get there. Life on dialysis, a lot of people ask me, because if a lot of people who see me right now, they say, well, you look fine, you look normal, so what's the problem, right? Well, here's how life is. So when I had a transplant, I could do everything everybody can do. I can travel, I can be active, I can swim, I can do everything, I can eat everything. All I had to do was take my medication every day, which are anti-rejection meds, so I don't reject the kidney. And dialysis right now, I do what's called nocturnal hemodialysis. So nocturnal happens overnight while I sleep.
okay.
Hemo means it's the blood. So this time, in the past when I was on this type of dialysis, I had a graft in my arm where I put needles in to access the blood. This time I actually have a line. So I have a line that goes in my neck here and comes out, it's right here. So can't swim. It's very tough to take a shower. It's a lot of tape, so it's very itchy. And then the other thing is, 5 nights a week when I go home, I have to hook up to a machine and sleep on the machine and get off in the morning. And it takes about an hour just to get on. So you have to set everything up. An hour to come off. You feel like garbage when you come off. I would say at least one day a week I really feel sick. And it's tough. Like, it wears you down psychologically, right? It's it wears me down,
It's just how I cannot imagine what kind of emotional and physical pain is going through in everyday life.
I can tell you, it's very
strength I see that you don't show anything. Do you remember one time I asked you that how do you manage that that side of you when I go out? You said that Tomoko, you just put it in a box.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what
your
I do.
advice that is much heavier. It's much so important. That I have a little bit problem but not life and death problem. That is I have to put in a box and still cannot do it. The challenge is coming in, and everybody's challenge is maybe different. But your challenge is just life and death challenge. That is you. But it's just enormous strength, and it's that facing the fear.
But you know what? It's interesting that you say that, because I've had people say to me, "Oh my God, I don't know what I would do." But actually, when you're put in that, you see, with me, in life, especially with the internet and the amount of choice, like you want to have dinner, you could choose 50 different types of food you can eat, at any time. People these days, especially young people, are used to choice. They're not used to hearing there's no choice. In my situation, I literally have no choice. It's either I do it or I'm dead. So the dead part, that doesn't really work for me. So you have no choice. But some people don't know how to psychologically cope with a lot of stress.
Yeah.
Right? I can tell
lots of people, it's just even a less lighter problem. Some people just couldn't come out.
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
Couldn't come out from the fear. Your problem is just so enormous to me that to come out and do stuff, and then back again to the reality of difficulty, and it just have to come out again. It's just that is the strength that I was so amazed, and then it's extraordinary, Justin. And that's why
It's hard for me to judge it being in my body. I just know that after 4 decades of this illness, it really, you have to constantly learn strategies to handle it, because otherwise you'll get depressed, you'll get down. You know, when I got sick, I was 10 years old. By the time I was 13, I was on dialysis. I made lots of friends when I was at Sick Kids. I had my first operation at Sick Kids Hospital. Almost all of them are dead now. Pretty much every single one. Actually, one guy that I knew since I was 13, he just died 6 months ago. And they're all gone. And every time I hear that one of them has died, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, like, am I the next one? You know, but life's unpredictable, you know, for anybody, right? It's unpredictable. But,
you know, this is happening for everybody. So, but it's not the way you live life, even though the death is always with you, you know, you have to face with you, the way you live life and to enrich your life as much as you can, even limited. That is a basic, you know, teaching to everybody. That is, you know, that you taught me in my most difficult time with my challenge. So amazing. So your strength, the way you handle it. I'm learning from you a lot how to live my life, actually. Yeah. And also,
that's interesting.
No. What do you do? Can translate to share to everybody. It's a people's life. I'm not Buddhist or not religious or anything, but it's not. I am Japanese. I grown up in Japan. It's the idea of you're born as sei, ro, byo, shi. So born, become old, and sick, and death. Those 4 elements. It's equal to everybody. Equal to every. You have just the element of death is stronger in your life, but you live to maximize to live rich.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
So I just wanted to be your cheerleader, and then, you know, if I can be like that, and then your special experience, then you have to share. You have to share the dialysis or something.
Dialysis. Yeah.
I just went to the my haircut, and then it's talking. It just happened didn't talk. Happened. His mother was doing that.
Okay.
And then I think you never know what is going to come out next. And then if you are sharing your experience and how you live life, with the things and it's,
you know what I don't like to sound? I don't like to sound like a whiner. You know, because honestly, when I hear people talking about, oh, you know, my illness and my heart and my this and that, I am thinking, nobody likes to be around a downer, right? So I never talk about my illness. I never talk, unless somebody asks, I never talk about it. Because I don't want to be the downer in the party, you know?
But you are not the downer. I think talking about it, it's maybe from now on, it's important. But people shouldn't just hide away that because I have this problem. That is not the problem. It's just a part of you having in this life, carrying in this life, that's element. It's just society or system or something is decided that it shouldn't be shared. But I think in this world, there's so many people you met in a hospital. There's so many people facing. I might face tomorrow the same problem. You never know, my kidney shut down tomorrow and stuff. I see it that way. I ask you why you are not sharing more, and then, but I think it's everybody has a way how you want to share, how you want to connect.
And I want to be humble about it. Like I don't ever want to talk about it with people thinking it's kind of like somebody says, "Boy, I have no money on me today," and they want you to, they're asking you for money, right? I don't want to say, "Boy, I don't have a kidney," and I don't want people to think, "Oh, he's asking people for a kidney." Because you know what, I've seen people shamelessly ask people to save their life. I've always felt uncomfortable about it. Anytime I've seen that, I've seen over the course of 40 years, I've seen newspaper articles where people went to the press and they said, I want you to write a story, I need a kidney, otherwise I'm going to kill myself. And everybody has problems, right? And I was born with this problem, and so I must learn how to deal with this problem. So I always told myself my rule was this: if somebody offers and they really mean it, like you, I will accept. But I wouldn't accept if it was going to negatively impact someone else. So for example, when my mother was much younger and I was younger, she did offer to give me a transplant. But I didn't want that because I have two brothers. She was still quite young. I don't want anything to happen to her. And if anything did happen to her, I don't know, my dad would not be too pleased about that. So for me, even yourself, I wanted to know everything about your life first. You told me your daughter's grown up, you finished raising your daughter, you're focusing on your career now, your husband's older, and you felt ready to do something like this. If somebody said, "Oh, I still want to start a family and I'm looking for a new job," I would say, forget it, absolutely forget it.
There is a timing. Yes. I think it's, to me, in the right timing. I've done mother part and there's a wife part, and there's I have more free space and to do something I feel I should do. So we met in the right timing, and then you just happen to be the amazing person that is make me feel that it's not. We can do this project together, and I also, for me, I want to learn the world I never experienced. Because I've been healthy. I'm very fortunate. Thank you for my parents, how they raised me and stuff. So I never experienced being in a hospital, looking at the people who are walking.
Have you ever been hospitalized before? Have you ever spent the night in hospital?
Only one thing, the big one, is 17-year-old or 18. It's my appendix exploded.
Oh, okay, you had a ruptured appendix.
Because I hold the pain until the last minute. Still, but it's not, to me, it always interests me the people who are living so close to such a fearful factor.
When I was younger, I was scared of death because I felt like I hadn't done enough. Now, I'm not fearful of death for myself. I'm just fearful of death for the people who will miss me. And, I know, I can almost imagine what it would be like for my family and stuff. And that's what I'm scared about. I don't want anybody to suffer ever because of me, right?
But you have to take care of yourself first. That is our happiness. Your family's happiness, right? So
I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best, and we're gonna continue doing these videos and follow the journey.
Okay.
Hopefully till right when we go in for the surgery.
I know.
And guys, I'm gonna put some resources up on the screen, which will give you more information about a living donation, and as well as signing how to become a donor if you pass away. Some of the rules have changed, so it's important to read up, because a lot of people used to think the moment I sign my donor card, I become a donor. Actually, it doesn't work like that in Ontario. I'm going to put the resources up on the website so you can read about it, and hopefully you'll catch some of the PSAs and some of the programming that we're doing during Living Donation Week. And thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
We're going to do this.
Thank you.